You think queer culture is a modern invention. Think again. Thousands of years ago, ancient Chinese people were already engaging in same-sex romance. Today, let's travel through time and uncover a hidden chapter of history, the tale of the cut sleeve. The term duanxiu, or cut sleeve, comes from the Book of Han in the biography of Dong Xuan. It describes the close relationship between Emperor Ai of the Western Han and his favorite courtier, Dong Xuan. Their bond was no secret in the palace at the time, and the story later became a symbol of deep affection between men. The story took place near the end of the Western Han dynasty. Emperor Ai, though young and only on the throne for 6 years, became known to later generations because of his love for Dong Xuan. One night, in the palace at Chang'an, the emperor and Dong Xuan shared the same bed. Dong Xuan slept soundly, resting on the emperor's arm. At dawn, as the sky began to lighten, the emperor awoke. Seeing that Dong Xuan was still asleep, peaceful and calm, he made no sound and no sudden move. Instead, he quietly reached for a pair of scissors and cut off his own sleeve. He didn't want to wake the one beside him. He would rather ruin his robe than disturb his lover's sleep. From that moment on, this act became known as the cut sleeve, a lasting symbol of same-sex love in ancient China, simple, yet deeply meaningful. Who is Dong Xuan? Dong Xuan was an official in the late Western Han dynasty and the most beloved companion of Emperor Ai, Liu Xin. He was born into an ordinary family. Because of his handsome appearance and gentle manners, he quickly caught the emperor's attention and rose through the ranks with remarkable speed. Within just a few years, Dong Xuan was promoted to a high-ranking position, becoming one of the most powerful figures in the empire, second only to the emperor himself. Such rapid promotion was extremely rare during the Han dynasty and sparked criticism within the court. However, Emperor Ai favored him deeply. Not only did he share his bed with Dong Xuan, he once famously said, "I can share my bed with Dong Xuan, but I cannot share him with the world." Their love story ended in tragedy after the emperor's death. Without the emperor's protection, Dong Xuan was dismissed from office and later took his own life at the age of just 25. Still, the love between Dong Xuan and Emperor Ai lived on through the famous story of the cut sleeve, a lasting symbol of same-sex affection in ancient China. During the Warring States period, there was a ruler of the state of Wei, generally believed to be King Wei Ling, who greatly favored a handsome young man named Mi Zixia. Mi Zixia was young, beautiful, and gentle in nature, quickly earning the king's affection to the point where he was almost granted unquestioned influence. One day, Mi Zixia and the king were in the royal garden enjoying the flowers. Holding a ripe, fragrant peach, Mi Zixia took a bite and was struck by its sweetness. He turned to the king, smiled, and offered him the half-eaten peach, saying, "This peach is so sweet. I want you to try it too." The king, without hesitation, took the peach and ate the half that Mi Zixia had bitten, saying, "Your love for me is so great that you would even share this delicious fruit with me. This shows your true feelings." From that moment, this gesture became known as the peach-sharing love and became a classic symbol of same-sex affection in ancient China. However, this relationship eventually had a twist. As Mi Zixia grew older and lost his looks, the king's affection began to wane. The king would later mockingly recall, saying, "Back then, he dared to give me the peach he had bitten." This became a reflection of the fleeting nature of favor and affection in ancient times. During the Warring States period, the king of Wei was deeply fond of his male companion, Lord Longyang. One day, while the two were out fishing together, Longyang caught a big fish, but suddenly burst into tears. The king asked him why, and Longyang replied, "I'm afraid that just like I cast away this fish, if I catch a bigger one, you'll one day cast me aside for someone else." The king was deeply moved. He immediately vowed never to change his heart, and even issued a royal decree banning anyone in the palace from speaking of beautiful women. He would favor only Longyang. This touching tale became the origin of the phrase, "the love of Longyang." Emperor Hui of Han was the second emperor of the Han dynasty, known for his gentle and introverted personality. His most cherished companion was not a concubine, but a male favorite named Hongru. According to the Book of Han, Emperor Hui was always with Ru, meaning they were nearly inseparable, spending every day and night together. Hongru was even allowed to enter the emperor's sleeping quarters late at night, an honor typically reserved only for imperial consorts, showing the extraordinary level of trust and intimacy between them. On one occasion, Emperor Hui bestowed upon Hongru a staggering amount of gifts, even ennobling his family. The extravagance was so extreme that some ministers expressed concern, but the emperor ignored all criticism and continued to favor him as he pleased. This deeply affectionate relationship between the emperor and his male companion later became known as the love of the favorite boy. Ancient emperors didn't just have harems full of beautiful women. They also kept male favorites by their side. These companions weren't just handsome. Many could sing, dance, write poetry, and even get involved in politics. During the southern and northern dynasties, Emperor Wu of Qi was famously devoted to his male favorite, Han Ping, around 490 CE. Han wasn't just good-looking, he was also talented. The emperor valued him so much that he allowed Han to sit beside him during state affairs and showered him with endless gold and silver. People even called him a flawless jade. During the southern and northern dynasties, Emperor Jinwen of Liang Zhaogang was a gifted prince and a passionate poet. His closest companion, the brilliant scholar Liu Zhaochuo. The two were inseparable, sharing the same literary passion, exchanging verses that often carried deeply affectionate undertones. Zhao Gang once wrote, "To have you as a friend is a blessing across 3 lifetimes." To which Liu Zhaochuo replied, "I wish to sleep and rise with you, never parting even in old age." In an era where poetry was a language of the soul, these lines were more than just words, they were confessions of love. Though Liu Zhaochuo wasn't royalty, he held a place closer than most at the prince's side, so close that courtiers began to whisper. Yet their bond endured, leaving behind verses that still echo with tenderness and longing. Perhaps we can't label their connection as romantic in modern terms, but through ink and verse, they wrote a love that defied time, soft, enduring, and unforgettable. In the Tang dynasty, Li Fuguo rose from being a eunuch to a powerful figure around 755 CE. With his good looks and sharp mind, he won over Emperor Xuanzong and eventually became a military leader with real influence, so much so that even prime ministers had to bow to him. Back then, if you had the emperor's favor, you could rise from nobody to someone with real power. But that favor never lasted forever. Falling out of grace could turn yesterday's favorite into today's joke.